or you know, this is hard for some people because some people always think this is about race or skin color, but it's not.
Right.
It's about humankind. It's about humankind. Any of you listening, you know, this is not a racial or racist channel or whatever. This is just about how all
Reality.
yeah, how all humanity began. That's why we dealt with Genesis. But some of you, I already know you've read the Bible. Even if you disagree with it, that's all right. But we got to come to some conclusion that we're on the earth anyway. All right. So from the earliest periods, up to the 1400 AD, that they call 1400 AD, after, you know, so-called death of Christ, the power structure on the earth, in terms of population and control of kingdoms, if you like, was in the hands of black people. And when I say black people, I don't only mean Negroes from Africa, but that is the beginning of man. The Negro is the beginning of man. All right, family. So the power structure they had was spread all over the earth. And if we had time, we could do all that all day. We could do that all day. You understand? Because I know somebody's going to come with a simple comment now and say, oh, Brother Ty, you're wrong. Blah, 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 blah. You know, so, but, you know, once we start asking them questions, they get tired and they leave. Yeah? So, but what we have is, you have the human pyramid showing, I wish Uncle Ade could see this, could see the image also. Because it would be nice for him to also comment on it. I don't know how he's going to do that. But anyway, the world was, by creation of man, a black thing. So that just, it's like England right now. The majority of people in England are white. And the blacks are like a minority. The browns and the blacks, they're a minority in England. All right? And they understand that. They understand that it's not even. It doesn't even look. It doesn't even look like something we want to cry about. We're not absolutely happy, but we're not crying about it every day, lamenting and mourning. We go about our, you know, we go about our daily business. If we have families, we try to raise them. If we're only making $200 a day, if you know, if we can get by on it, we just go about our business. So as black people, like in a mainly white country, we get along. It's the same all over Europe right now. There's black people from Pakistan and Asia living in white countries. Sometimes they have issues. Sometimes they think everything's fine. Now, in the beginning of creation, the world was like that. Black people reigned supreme all over the earth, and whites by what do you call it, by evolution of man. I'm not talking monkey to man. I'm talking man to I'm talking black man to light-skinned man. All right, by the evolution of man, white or light-skinned people or less melanated people were in a lesser number than the black and the so-called brown people. All right, and just because of that reason alone, black people held all the power on the earth. Just because of that reason alone, black people held all the power on the earth. So just to make it even clearer, yeah, brother Shanti, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you remember this the scripture when Noah came off the ark? I think Genesis 9, right? Is that Genesis 9?
I'll get it.
Let me have a look again. I'm just gonna have a look myself, just be sure what we're saying. Yeah, because we can just read that into the
Ty,
Yes, uncle.
can I just ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is there like you got the Pope in Rome? Is there another Pope that this Pope answers to? I sort of heard there's a black Pope somewhere.
Yeah. They say there's a black pope, but are you thinking it's a real black person, or is that maybe what you're thinking, or Uncle Ade, you there?
Yeah, brother Ty. What's happening is it's dropping us out every I
couple of
think
minutes.
15 minutes. 15 minutes.
Yeah. We're dropping all the time, mate.
I don't know what's going on. I really don't. And I'm gonna try and check it on the YouTube a bit later, see if it's something that's normal or maybe there's some kind of setting somewhere.
Sorry. Back to my question, please, quickly.
Yeah.
You have the Pope in Rome, okay?
Right.
Does the Pope in Rome? I heard he answers to another Pope, which is black.
Well, they label the person. They label the person. They label the person the Black Pope.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know if it's a black person. But I think from what I read, it's called it. You know, you see, this is the funny thing here. Names over centuries have come to mean something else. Because keep in mind that the very first 3 popes were black people.
Okay.
The very first 3 popes of the Roman Church were black people, all right? So they carried on a tradition from that time up till now. So when the transition from the transition of power, or the transition of the power structure that's on the earth right now, when it was happening, basically what it was white popes were starting to become prominent. So you had some situation, I think a couple of years ago, where everybody started saying it's time to have a black pope as well, innit? You know? So with that, people were agitating, so, you know, we should have a black pope, have a black president, have a woman pope, have a woman president, and the likes of that. So if a black pope came in right now, he would probably have, because don't forget, brothers and sisters, that anytime a new king wants to become king, there has to be a group of people who will do the coronation. Is that true? There will always be a group of people who will say, we make you king. We make you pope. You see what I'm saying?
We crown you.
We crown you. They are the ones who hold the real power. They are the ones who hold the real power, because even though they may sit down at a table saying they're just voting, there's somebody again somewhere in the inner door telling them how to vote and whatever. Otherwise, trust me, those people at the table, they could end up tearing themselves to pieces.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so
there's a referee on the sideline.
There's a referee, that's the word. There's a referee somewhere. There's a FIFA somewhere sitting down. You know, yeah, exactly. So with that in mind, in the beginning of popes, by virtue of the power which was just on the earth, the black popes were there. So it's bearable to hear that when the white popes started taking power, because you see, a lot of people hear about ancient Rome and the Roman powers, and everybody just thinks they were all white people. No, they were not all white people. A lot of the first Romans were black people. A lot of the first Romans were black people. So with that knowledge, we start to understand that coming forward, even when the white popes were starting to take power, guess who would have been behind doors, making sure everything's all right?
The black ones.
The black pope. That's what it was all about.
So that's what I'm saying. I think that's still happening now.
Well, it could be hard to prove that the person behind the door, it could just be hard to prove. That's the thing. But even if he's white, because that power has remained like you know, like somebody would say, I don't know, like it's just a funny name basically. It's like a nickname, you know, because maybe they got used to it. So they say, you know, who's gonna be Michael Jackson today? You know, who's gonna be Michael Jackson today? I.e., who's gonna dance for us, or who's gonna be the dancer, who's gonna be the musician, something like that, you know. So I don't know if we would be able to find the guy. In fact, I would come up with, you know, this lesson we have here is supposed to be huge anyway, but we can't go into every point that I would like to make, because let me show one thing. Let me share one thing with you. I'm gonna run a video right now, yeah, I'm gonna run a video, and I don't know if you, Uncle Ade, already know that, or even my brother Ashanti. Let me see if I can run this video right now. Yeah. It might be long, but it might just. It's a funny thing. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you keep getting cut off though. I don't know.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I just got back in.
Okay. Let me see if I can run this video. It's a long video, but I will catch the point. It's worth listening to for those of you who don't know, and I want to use it to illustrate a point. Yeah, I want to use it. It's a long video. We'll start letting it play, and then we'll chop it up somewhere in the middle. Yeah, all right. So, family, bear with me. Some of you who want to know and who want to understand what I'm trying to say. All right. Okay. So, what content we're using now is for educational purposes. So I hope like YouTube would understand that this is for educational purposes. All right. So anyway, excuse me. Excuse me. Right. Okay. So try and listen to this, Uncle Ade, if you haven't heard it before, and Brother Ashanti and everybody online. Yeah. And look at the title of the video. Yeah. And it starts quite funny. Yeah. You ready for this?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Okay, my plate now.
Well, you can't share the screen, can you?
I am sharing the screen. Yeah, yeah. You're not able to see it, but you'll hear it.
Okay.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Well, I would like to visit Nigeria. I'd like very much to visit Nigeria. It's an amazing country, and in certain ways, I hear from the standpoint of the beauty of the country, there's no country more beautiful.
President Donald Trump cannot be wrong about Nigeria, the most beautiful country, full of amazing people doing amazing things around the world. In our last episode of Amazing Nigerians, we featured a Nigerian-born medical doctor, Olutoye, who had operated on a 23-week-old fetus, after which he returned the fetus to its mother's womb to complete the full gestation period of 9 months. A feat which has generated a worldwide recognition of the baby that was born twice. Today, we are featuring yet another distinguished Nigerian, Adebayo Ogunlesi, known as the man who bought the airports. Adebayo Ogunlesi, the owner of Gatwick Airport, London City Airport, Edinburgh Airport, all in the United Kingdom. This outstanding first-class airport's owner is a Nigerian-born lawyer. Adebayo Ogunlesi is a highly successful investment banker and private equity tycoon. He is the founder, chairman, and managing partner of Global Infrastructure Partners, GIP, a New York-based private equity firm with over $35 billion in assets under investment. He is also the lead director at Goldman Sachs, where he is the chair of governance committee
meetings, as well as the governance committee meetings. So I consult with Lloyd, I consult with management, but at the end of the day, I'm the one who decides what goes on the board agenda. And I think that's a very important element of ensuring that we have sort of strong leadership on the board to work effectively with Lloyd as chair of the board.
Bayo, for short, is brilliant, super rich, sound, and highly refreshing whenever he discusses the implementation of his projects. And his business acumen is world-class.
It is about performance. We are, at the end of the day, all about long-term performance, whether it's financial performance, reputational performance. And so when you step back and you say, well, what is it?
In 2010.
Right. Anyway.
Throughout his life, Bayo has pushed himself to reach beyond his comfort zone. In 2006, eager to try something new, he and several partners launched their own firm, Global Infrastructure Partners, which today manages over $40 billion for its investors. Their expertise at running large projects, including London City and Gatwick airports and the Port of Melbourne, for example, has led to remarkable success. Bio's advice for others is this: have courage.
Adebayo O. Ogunlesi, JD MBA 1979, Chairman and Managing Partner, Global Infrastructure Partners.
All right, I'm going to stop it there for now, brothers. Did you get the gist of that anyway?
No, can I?
Can you? Sorry? I think they've dropped out again. All right, people dropped out again. All right. I was just trying to explain.
No. One second, we dropped off again.
Yeah. But did you get the gist of the video, basically?
I did.
No. Wait a minute, I didn't get it. Right.
All right, I'm just going to explain it, but you'll have to watch the video later, Uncle Ade, because it's better you watch it. I'll explain it now anyway and make the point I'm trying to make here.
Okay.
So the point is, unknown to us, or unknown to some people, or to me, until a certain time, it would have been hard to imagine that there's a black man who owns 3 airports in the UK.
Yeah, that's what's possibly mean right now.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, Brother Ashanti, what do you say to that?
Well, there's a couple of aspects that I think is going on. One aspect I would say is that this is something that is not publicly advertised, and the other aspect is that this is just the person that owns the airports. The other aspect is that he wants to be a private individual, and he operates as such.
Right. So anyway, I won't be able to verify everything in there, but my thing is this: you have a man like this controlling or being at the head of a $40 billion investment corporation, a $40 billion investment corporation, in this so-called corporate world is a huge thing. And you would think, like, with that kind of money under his decision making, that is like calling him president of the United States in a way, So, but there he is, under his own business acumen and being what's it called, recognized by his business peers in the Western world. They treat him like, boy, this is the leader. This is the leader. You know what I'm saying?
He's the boss.
He's the boss. Now, nobody really has any power on this earth. No man on this earth has any real power, because the Creator made sure that ain't no man gonna own no power. The pharaohs did it. The popes did it. The Caesars did it, the Genghis Khans did it, and so on and so forth. But everybody has to leave it behind at some point, But the point is, the Western powers find it all right that this black man should own 3 airports in the UK. Basically, that's the whole of the UK, if you ask me, Now, my point is, how much more do we not see when it comes to other things? Like Brother Ade was saying right now, is there a real black pope, or is that just a terminology? You see my point?
Yep.
Given that the beginning of the world was black, and what we're saying is the running of the world started with the fathers of the world, yeah? And what we're saying is this ain't just about like a racist kind of thing, because I know some people don't just like to hear nothing to do with black and white when it's in the favor of the black.
We already see our own brothers go at each
oh, there you go again, already warring with each other, yeah.
Yep.
For no reason. All right.
That was
on
display just a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, exactly. So just give me a second, yeah. But when we go into the history of the world, we have a situation where, you know, trying to explain what's going on in terms of humanity, a race, skin color, and all of that. A lot of people don't understand much. All right. So, but I wanted to do a different show on that and a different day. And that is like, the show is about white skin, albinism, and the humankind. Yeah? Like white skin, albinism, and the humankind. All right? So we'll tie it up into scripture, tie it up into history, and just have a look. Yeah? So, because a lot of people, you would see that they don't realize that if we with our mouth say we are black people, yeah, and write this down, family, if you're watching right now, yeah, and think rationally. If you say with your own mouth that black people are the first people on the earth, and you know it's a fact, once you can confirm that's a fact, then you must admit that everybody comes from black. Is that making sense, brothers? Those of you hearing me. Does that make sense, right? We haven't lied, have we? We haven't lied, right? So we move forward, and then we go to Noah, and Noah came off the ark. Let's read Noah into this anyway. Go to Genesis 9, brother, please.
Okay.
Yeah, Genesis 9, and we start at...
I think it's like at 8.
Verse 18. You start at verse 8, yeah.
Hold on. I haven't got it yet. Hold on. You know, my Bible is 20 years old.
Right, I need that book.
Hold on.
Or you start at 17 if you can, sorry. Start
At 17?
Yeah, 17, yeah.
Okay, this is
just so people can get a little bit more on that, yeah.
Okay, Genesis 9, verse 17. And God said unto Noah, this is the token of the covenant, which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth.
Right. So keep reading. Yeah.
Yeah, verse 18. And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth.
Right.
And Ham is the father of Canaan.
Right.
Verse 19. These are the 3 sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread.
That's it, brother. That's it where I want us to stop. After the flood, these are the people who made it out of the ark, out of the survival ship, out of the refuge center. Yeah? These are the people who survived. What were their names again, brother?
Their names are Shem,
right.
Ham, and Japheth.
Yeah, read on.
These are the 3 sons of Noah, and of them the whole earth was spread.
These are the 3 sons of Noah, and out of these 3 sons and their wives and their father, out of all of these people came the renewed world after the flood. Now, the implication right there is just clearer again. So, excuse me, these 3 people, or 3 sons, and their father, obviously, because he already has his own sons, the whole world was populated by these people. And then when we go back to the history again, we see that these people were of what color were they?
Black.
They're black again. So now we established that it's a fact. We can do it. We can do it so many ways for people who might have questions. Yeah, but the point is, if it's true that these people were black and they populated the whole world, then who gave birth to the white man?
Black.
Huh?
Blacks.
Blacks. So if
sitting in your church on Sunday, thinking, oh, you're gonna screw Monday. Who you gonna thief? Who you gonna rob? Take it as me say you can. Got to. Every day you born out, call yourself a dreadlocks rasta. Terrorize the people from your name, cause I saw you get wicked when you lick the go. I see Salaman bed now. And I ask you for a piece of bread.
That's a beautiful tune. Thank you. Thanks, brother. We appreciate that. Oh, come on, brother. Come on.
Taking up your liberty and
all right, cut it up. Come on. You can cut it out.
Mr. Money Man with your big money.
Oh boy. There they go again. It's either the Muslims or the gang. It's either one of them anyway, yeah? And then if it's not them, then we must have been paid a serious compliment there. So it's either Muslims or the gang. So we know that anyway, yeah? So anyway, out of these 3 sons of Noah, black sons, black descendants, came the whole world. All right, family. Now, if that is true, everybody else on the face of the earth comes exactly from that black people. Now, they spread from there, step by step, by progression, into what we have in the whole world today. Power of one, I don't know which one you're saying. Okay, so, you know, anyone can say anything they want, but you can come on the show, you can come on the chat and talk to us when you can, all right? So we would like to see that, all right? And don't forget, sorry, I'm not looking at the chat right now while I'm trying to speak, just in case you know, you're wondering if I don't answer your question. So yeah, I'm trying to do something here. So with this in mind, people should now think twice when they start blaming, especially, you know, as black people, when we start blaming those that we consider to be our descendants or the descendants of the first black people who were on the face of the earth. People now just need to start thinking about, hold on, how can we say the white man is something other than what we created? How can we say that? So I'm going to need somebody to explain that to me. And I hope you have like some kind of, you know, serious understanding of what we're doing and talking about. I don't want just an emotional, you know, outage. All right. So don't get emotional and look at just the last couple of years of our existence. Look at it from what we're talking about. Yeah. Every man in the face of the earth comes from the first fathers, which is the black fathers. All right. With that in mind, it is basically a reproduction of the black man on the face of the earth. That's it, basically all it is. So when you have all the nations from China to Russia to Japan to England to Africa to wherever you have on the face of the earth, yeah, all of that is due to the black man who started the earth. I'm not saying me, all right? I'm not saying me is the man who started the earth. So try and get that, all right? So what we're saying is the black man who started the earth with his children are the ones now who produced every other person on the face of the earth. And they brought forth all of that. So when black people now wake up, sometimes when we just only emotional, and I mean emotional not in a derogatory term or insensitive way by saying we can't see or I can't see what pain we've been through. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we shouldn't just let our emotions cloud the other bigger picture that's behind, that's far away from our present situation, all right? So with that in mind, we can conclude that everybody on the face of the earth comes out of us. Now, if the black is the first, and he's the one who produced all the babies on the earth, and the babies on the earth seem to be misbehaving, who are you going to blame? Who are you going to blame, family? Tell me, family. Who would you blame if all the children on the earth come out from a black man and they're all behaving badly, who would you blame, family? Type it in there. Would you blame the black father or would you blame the white son? Who would you blame, family? Family, so I'm saying, who would you blame? Would you blame the black father? Put number 8 to blame the black father, if you would blame the black father, or if you would blame the white son. Put number 7. Yeah? So who would you blame for the madness on the earth? Would you blame the father that produced the babies, or would you blame the babies produced by the father? So to blame the father, put number 8. To blame the white children, put number 7. I just want to make that clear so I see where we stand. All right. So I'm getting this. I'm gonna get this poll in for now, and then Brother Ashanti is right in there again. All right, family. Yeah. So think about it, family. If you're gonna blame the black father, don't forget the first fathers on the earth up to a long time were just black people, and they managed to produce everybody else on the earth, and all those children have gone off, and some of them are corrupt right now. All right. Now, who do you blame? Do you only blame the children that some of us call white man, white man, white man? Do we only blame those children? Or do we blame the father, the black man, for also having those children? Who do we blame? So put number 8 for blaming the father, who is black. Put number 7 for blaming the child, who is white. Or put number 8 and 7 for blaming both of them. So I'll go to Brother Ashanti right now. Brother Ashanti.
I'm going to blame both of them.
You blame both of them. Who would you blame first?
Well, you have to blame the father because he's the one who's supposed to teach them. But also, well, I don't know, because sometimes there are lessons given and the child just doesn't want to receive it.
So in this case, when we look at the child, is it fair to say that black people are also part of the children?
Yes, it's fair to say.
So is it safe to say that white people are also part of the children?
Yes, that's safe to say.
Is it fair to say we should blame the white children and the black children?
Yes, it's fair to say.
Is it unfair to say, or is it fair to say only blame the white children?
It's not fair to say only blame the white children.
Is it only fair to say blame the black children only?
It's not fair to only blame the black children.
Right, brother. You know, I'm just trying to play a righteous advocate here, because you know, whatever anybody says, I would say it won't change my outlook, because we can check these things logically. So that's the only reason why it won't change my outlook. And the reason I'm saying that is there's some people out there who, number one, think like, you know, they think like some white racists would think, yeah? And they think along the lines like black people never had anything proper, all right? And they don't remember that if there's nothing black people had, I gotta decline and then get Uncle Ade PSB. Uncle Ade, I'm gonna try and call you on the same window in a second. Let me see if I can get you here. One second. Sorry about this, bro.
No, it's good.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Yeah. All right, Uncle Adi, I've invited you. You should be able to join us in a second. Yeah. So I'm saying some white people on the earth, in many countries, they're of the outlook that black people are a different type of creation, and they, as a white people, have absolutely nothing in common with us. All right. And the education, yeah, go on.
Yeah, that's the brainwashing that they receive.
Right. And funny thing, guess what the funny thing is, brother Shanti? We've allowed their brainwashing to affect how we think as well.
Oh yeah, they've done a real good job.
I'm not saying that how they brainwash us. I'm saying we allowed how they are brainwashed to affect how we think. For example, we watch Hollywood movies all the time. We read white written books all the time. We go to school reading only almost exclusively white material.
That's true.
Yes, I'm saying. So we read about evolution of man, civilizations of man, history of man, blah, blah, blah. And everything we see in there is white, 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 white. And while they're not telling us to believe it, we actually allow it to affect how we think. Because this is how we know it affects how we think. Because when we now get home and then we see the oppression that black people going through the whole world over right now, we then start to say, because of that, we think, that the white man is some people say the white man is the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah? They don't say the children of the black man is the devil. You see what I'm saying? Instead of saying that, they say the white man is the devil. They don't say the children of the black man is the devil. But the reality is, they are the children of the black man. Am I wrong?
No, that's the truth.
Now, when we go into black people who are also just as devilish, we suddenly feel, we're very devilish because we came on for 4 hours today and we're just being devilish with no way forward besides somebody crying, apologize, apologize, just apologize, apologize, as if that's the biggest thing on the face of the earth right now. There's Libya, there's Mauritania, there's Morocco, there's Africa, there's Haiti, there's Jamaica, there's India, Pakistan, China. There's horrible things going on around the world right now that we could say, you know what, let's go do something. But they stuck on the show for 4 hours crying, apologize, when they're the ones who done wrong. So when you look at that kind of madness, you would say, what kind of Chinese people would sit down crying over that madness for 4 hours? What kind of white people would sit down crying for 4 hours over something we can see that you did wrong? You don't want to use the word punch, but guess what?
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing because we just pulled it from the dictionary. You hit somebody, it could be a punch, it's an open slap, it's in there. Brother Ty not lying. Some of you want to get emotional. Brother Ty don't need to lie. And don't forget, when we're talking intralinguistically, i.e. I'm coming from a culture where when you put your hands on somebody like that, it's called a punch. In my language, how we look at it, it's a punch. So we look at something that people call a crime. In England, some things are not a crime. But back home, they're a crime to us. For example, in Jamaica, it's a crime to be gay. Over here, it's not a crime. So if you ask somebody coming from Jamaica, what did you see? He would say, I saw somebody commit a crime. England would look at it and say, hold on, we don't see that in our book saying it's a crime, so you're a liar. He's not a liar. He just has a different culture with a different understanding of what he's looking at. And that's how things work. So Jedi don't come and say, oh, Brother Ty, you lied. I didn't punch him. Okay, what did you do? What did you do? Why can't you answer that? So we can check it up. We're going to go look at the dictionary for what you type in, and we're going to find out. It could also be called a punch. Because kangaroos don't make fists. Do kangaroos make fists?
Definitely not.
They don't make fists, but they got 2 hands and they can punch your eyes out in 1 second. They can punch your eyes out. Jamaica, they drink a drink. It's called punch, innit? You know the Jamaican drink called punch?
Nah, I don't know. I know the
Jamaica got a beverage or a drink called punch. But it's not making a fist. But why they calling it a punch? Because I guess, you know, the way they squeeze it or what it does to you when you drink it.
It gives you a punch when you drink it.
Yeah, it gives you a punch. So what does a punch mean? What does a punch mean? For everybody, it's something that resonates in the inner being. It's not something just because you clench a fist. You telling me if you get in a boxing ring, you can't knock the guy out until you've closed your fist? Or if you get in a fight, you can't knock somebody out with your open palm or, you know, or palm his chin. You don't even need to punch some people. So, but you get a big 17-stone man saying he don't call that a punch. Well, if your 17 stone needs to actually make a fist, then you've been wasting your time in the gym. So, anyway, getting back to our point. Who do we blame when we now come to watching what's going on the earth? We look at black people. We are the children of the black people from the original time. We look at white people. They are also the children of the black people from original time. We look at the Chinese and the Asians, the South Americans, and so on and so forth. All of us are the children of the original man. Now, we all look different, even though we all look similar. The one thing we have in common that nobody can debate, we have 2 legs, 2 arms, 1 head, and so on.
Same blood.
And 1 blood, one same bloody red blood. Thank you, Uncle Ade. Thank you for that. 1 same blood. People type that in there. 1 blood. Type that into the chat. The same 1 red blood. The same 1 red blood, family. One blood, one man. All right, we call it the humankind. All right, I'll just put it in there. All right, okay. Because we wanna elevate our thinking. You don't need to agree, but elevate your thinking. Elevate your thinking. Elevate your thinking.
And I will not say human.
I understand, but go on. Say what you say. Say the piece. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying human. Definition of human is like a monster, isn't it?
Well, you know what? Words sometimes can get crazy. People take it this way, take it that way. Let's just say man anyway, yeah? And some people will still gonna come back and say even man is too much for them. They will say, why can't it be woman?
Yeah.
You know, you get all kinds of people. So let's say mankind, because some women are gonna come back and say, Uncle Ty, what about us?
Yeah.
You know, so where do we stop? So I mean, you know, where do we stop? So, but anyway, family, with one mankind, which includes our women, yeah, one mankind, like I believe in the Jamaican saying, it says, how does it go again? Many people, one nation, or something like that. Who's Jamaican in there? Who remembers how the saying goes in Jamaica? Out of many, something like out of many, yeah. Out of many, one people. I think something like that. Yeah, Jamaica, right? Somebody remember that one? Who remembers that one? Any Jamaicans in the house? Out of many, one people. I think that's the motto, or one of the mottos of Jamaica, all right? Out of many, one people, all right? Because in Jamaica, they've come to realize that there's so many, a lot of us don't even know that there's quite a lot of different shades or even races of people out there. There's white, there's, you know, I mean, I could go on and on, but Those of you from Jamaica know what we're saying, yeah? So, but they've looked at it and said, boy, we just better get along. It's the country of Bob Marley, the country of, Marcus Garvey, and so on and so forth. So it was always about people coming together to realize their common denominators, all right? And in many of those places, they actually make a goal of getting along with each other, even in righteousness, all right? So with that said, we are looking at the idea of when did people start becoming divided, and how and why? Why is it today that, for example, some Hebrew Israelites have been lying to each other and to everybody to say, for example, that Israelites are not supposed to marry white women? So for some of you who are still new to this kind of Brother Ty's talk, show me. This is a famous saying. Show me. Respect even says it in a funnier voice for me right now. So I'm going to be using Respect's voice from now on when I got a video to play. Show me in scripture where the Creator said Israelite men don't go out or don't marry white women. Just show me where it says that. I want you to show me. Don't just preach and preach. You know, we got to show each other stuff. We just got to show each other stuff, all right? So you tell me, show me something. I like to do that, right? Okay? So show me, right? So the point I'm trying to make, because I can't hear all of you, I won't be able to hear all of you. Some of you who would be like, what's Brother Ty saying? Is Brother Ty saying we should or we can, you know, go with a white woman? Yes, you can go with a white woman. I must say it clean. Yes, you can go with a white woman. If you're a black woman, yes, you can go with a white man. Yes, you can. You can quote me on that. You can quote me on that. Now, we're not Christian, we're Israelites. For Christians, they don't have a problem with that. All right? They've already gone over that barrier. For them, they moved on a long time ago. For Israelites coming up now, we still need to understand what we're doing. Now, just to make it easy for you, family, some of you who don't understand the teaching that you've listened to when you listen to some of these Hebrew Israelites cursing down on white people, calling them Esau and Edom and the devil and all of that. The reality is some of these black people are actually Esau and Edom. Some of them are. And I'm going to prove it to you. We've probably done all of this in our videos from time anyway. You understand? Nowhere in the Bible can you show me that Esau or Edom was a white man. Nowhere. Nowhere. Nowhere in the Bible or history can you show me that Edom or Esau was a white man either.
No, they were Arabs, isn't it?
Well, you know, like when we even speak about this thing, we like to tell people that the real original Arabs, what color were they as well?
They were black.
They're black.
Yeah.
So, and don't forget the so-called Arabs that we have today, the white ones that we have today, many of them are children of the original black people, mixed with, you know, different races or different, you know, we're using the words again, races, different, you know, peoples who've already been through all kinds of, you know, one day, I think when we do the albino white people kind of lesson, maybe we'll be able to go a little bit more into it. What we wanted to do for this long, Jedi and his crew managed to hijack that period so that we have a shorter time now to go.
How did they do that? How did they do that though?
Well, you know, I wanted them to be heard. I wanted them to be heard so that people don't say Brother Ty didn't get, because basically they've just come to cry. And if I don't let them cry, they will say, you see, he cut us off. That's all he does. He don't let us prove anything. So I had to let them go on for hours and hours because that's just me. So,
no, but what happened a few minutes ago when somebody came in playing, blasting the music?
we don't really know who that is. We don't really know who that is.
Yeah, they irrelevant. We don't care. We gonna stick to the
we don't we don't really care. I mean, Uncle, they've been doing this for quite a while now. They've been doing this for quite a few sessions right now. So, and sometimes they just do it for a couple of minutes and leave us alone. Yeah. So some of them are actually now making a fashion of it to do that, and then that's what makes them, that's what's it called now? That's what gives them their fun for the day. So okay, we gotta take it because we're living in that age right now. So anyway, moving on. We have the part of our brethren in our so-called religion or faith or our book who have taught in error that we're supposed to go with the white man or with the white woman. But I've said to me, can you just show me where it says that in the book? They can't show you anything. Then they go and start making interpolations. Oh, look, let's go back to Genesis. Esau came out red, and red means white. Hold on, red means white. Back up in Nigeria, red means light skin like me. Red means light skin like me. Uncle Ade is on the chat there. Red means light skin like us. Kukwa, Oma Kukwa means red girl or red woman or yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So if you find red inside the book, how does red then mean white man when you can find other shades of red? And how does red tell you it only applies to the white man when it could apply also to the Mexican kind of red man? It could actually apply to the red Indian. Are we lying? So how did they manage to call the river that runs out of Nubia the Red Sea when there's nothing red about it? So maybe the only thing red about man is what Uncle Ade said before.
The blood.
Just the blood. Just the blood. And all of us have that one in common. All of us have that in common. Now, maybe next week, I don't know if we'll do it this week, but just to say, hopefully, maybe on the weekend, when we touch into albinism, white skin, and the human race, yeah, we're going to touch into that because it's a huge lesson. This one is supposed to be a huge lesson. I don't think we're going to finally deal with it because there's questions. There's other avenues to branch out as well. And so I invite all your comments and all your points of view, all your observations, all your what do you call it now? All your cultural observations, because some of you are in places that we haven't seen. We don't even know what's going on. You can explain some stuff to us. You maybe have been in a family in Pakistan and your father is real black. Your mother is a light-skinned person. And when she gave birth, the child came out white, like a white man. If there's anybody like that out there, don't be ashamed. Talk to us. Let us...
No, but there's nothing like a white man, is there, really speaking? Come on.
Well, you know what people are vibing on right now. People are vibing on that color issue. You're white, I'm black, and this means this and that means that. So it's pushing a lot of white people away from black people, pushing a lot of black people away from white people before they even start to talk to themselves. And our education system is geared up just to make sure that continues to happen. But guess what?
Yeah, the social structure has it as have us separated by design.
By design.
Yeah. So,
and
yeah. Go ahead.
Go on. Yeah, go on.
That's the
I was gonna.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah, let me go somewhere. Let me go somewhere quickly as well. Let me go somewhere. Let me go somewhere quickly.
I'm go tired. I don't really have that much long. I could do one more hour.
Oh, good. I'm hoping we'll try and round it up in an hour, so it's short and sharp.
Okay.
And I don't know. I'm gonna split the video up later on, so that people don't have to only listen to the crying babies.
The nonsense.
Yeah, the nonsense, and they can get this lesson. I should have just started a new lesson after they left, but I wasn't sure if they was gonna come back and still give us some more disturbances. That's why I let it just, yeah. So I'll see what we can do. Go quickly, brother, to Genesis 11:3, please, brother.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just follow this. Let's follow this thing quickly, and see what we can get out of it, and see if we can make some correlatory sense. Yeah.
Okay. This is. I think this is the main issue of a lot of the problem that's happening right now. But I have it open. This is Genesis 11:3.
Right.
And they said one to another, "Go to let us make brick and burn them thoroughly." And they had brick for stone and slime, and for for stone and slime had they for mortar.
Right.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. Yeah. Read on. Yeah. Sorry. Read on. Yeah.
Verse 4. And they said, Go to let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Right now, what the children of Noah, who've come out from a long line right now, are saying at that point is, you know, we've come out of a serious time upon the face of the earth. After the flood, it was a disaster. So the people coming out are like thinking, now, what do we do? How can we rebuild? You know, because don't forget, people, keep in mind that the Creator had to destroy the earth because of our wickedness and violence, all right, and disobedience. So now he saved Noah and his 3 sons and their wives, and now they've gone on and trying to populate the world again. All right. Now the Most High knows that, you know, if Adam can fall, the children of Noah too can fall. So he's careful because he's got his own plan. So he's watching. Now he sees them try to go against his own idea. His own idea is that we should like go into all the world, and so that he would be able to choose whoever is doing righteous instead of having all of them in one place being corrupt at the same time. Are you hearing this, family? Now there's a better chance that if they divide themselves, they can't influence each other too easy. All of you watch those movies when a police come and they find 2 criminals. What's the first thing they do with them?
They separate them.
They separate them so that they don't start, you know, talking to each other how they're going to say. They separate them. So the one who would be confessional will be confessional. The one who would lie would continue lying. So our Creator, like, you know, say, all right, you know, I could still have a problem again with his children. So, but before he even started doing something, my eyes are a little bit, yeah. So they said, come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower whose top is in the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves. And guess the clause they put there? Lest we be what?
Lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Now, they don't want to be scattered abroad. They want to stay in the same place. Guess who is doing that right now on the face of the earth? Can you all see the New World Order on the face of the earth right now? Trying to give us that word which starts with a G called globalization. That globalization is what's happening in Babel right there. Globalization. Let us all speak one language. And where is the representation of that? United Nations. And if you like, they have the EU, they have the EU headquarters built like the what's it called now? The Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
All right, family. They have that just to show you that, look, this is what's going on. All right, let's pull that and put on the screen for some of you who don't know or don't believe. All right, some of you don't know or some of you don't believe. Just so you can it can be easier. All right, so I'm just gonna choose something somewhere. Let's choose one image quickly and just save that. This one. Okay. Oh, here's a beautiful picture. This one's already made for us anyway. Yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna put that picture on the screen so people can see that thing. Forgive me for the slowness of it. What are we gonna do? Image. All right. That should be up on there. Okay. Make it smaller here. All right, that should do. That should do. All right, family. So that's the image right there on the face of the earth right now, yeah? So the Tower of Babel, which we just read about in in Genesis 11, where the children of Noah came off the boat, they started multiplying. What's the uncle's name again? Nimrod. Oh, his name always escapes my mind for some reason. Nimrod now started to become a powerful man upon the face of the earth. Call him a king if you want. And under him, they said, boys, let's come together. Let's try and build a city. A tower is also a symbol of a city. That's why you see in major cities of the earth, when they want to make a statement, they're building the highest tower. It's still the same thing they're following. All right. Now, symbolism, yeah. All right. Now they've got one of the biggest buildings or tallest towers. Is that in UAE, isn't it? Or which country? Is it in UAE or Dubai? Which one is it again?
Dubai, isn't it?
Right. So they got that tower there. I know how many kilometers it is. Is it 1.5 kilometers or something or what? Into the sky. It's mind-blowing. All right. So they've got that there, building into the sky, making a statement all day long. All right. So the implication here is the children of Noah who come off the flood, they don't want to follow the direction that the Creator wants to follow. They don't want to follow that. So because of that, if you read on for me, brother Ashanti, please. Read on from verse 5. From verse 5, yeah.
Verse 5. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded. Verse 6. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they shall have all one language. And this they began to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have inclined to do.
Right. Nothing shall be withheld from them if he allows them to do what they want to do. What they want to do is they want to collect all the power on the face of the earth in one place at the same time collect all the people on the face of the earth, i.e., to channel all their knowledge together to build an empire, to make the sons of men to desire to follow an earthly leader under the leadership of Satan, rather than listen to their creator. Because, you know, some of you might say, oh, Brother Ty, you're reaching now. Look at what we have on the face of the earth right now. All the countries of the world that carry the Bible, are they following the Bible?
No.
None of them is, but they're carrying the book. They're redefining every single thing that the Bible already defined. Everything that the Bible already made a definition about, they're putting a new spin on it.
Yeah, these countries are Christian countries by speculation, not by operation.
Not by operation. Thank you. So that shows you, family, that we can't be Christians. How are we supposed to be Christians? Because the one definition of being a Christian just means you're not listening to what the Creator wants. That's all it means to be Christian. I know some of you won't like what I'm saying, but that's just the reality.
You're worshiping death.
You're worshiping death. You're worshiping death, family. Nobody wants to hear that. Now, here's the building in, is it Dubai again, called the Burj Khalifa. That's how we would pronounce it right now. The Burj Khalifa. Right up in Dubai. Right? Whereby they're now taking matters into their own hand to write. It looks like a missile that they want to shoot into the heavens. It's like a statement to the heavenly kingdom to say, look, who are you? Who are you? All right? So, because of this thing that they wanted to do, the Most High said, come, let us go down. Have we read that part? Did we read that part? Yeah, brother?
No, we did not.
Okay, verse 7, right?
Yeah, we have verse 7.
Right, okay. Read on for me, brother, please. We read it to the end of 9, yeah.
Okay. Verse 7. Go to, let us go down, and there confounded their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. Verse 8. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Verse 9. Therefore, it is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth. And from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth.
Now look at it, family. That's one of the key scriptures, key history points for anyone still confused about, you know, the white man is a different kind of, the white man is a different person. You know, black man and...
Create the conflict, innit?
That's where the conflict is created right there.
Yeah, man.
All right? Right there, we've just traced you back in history to see that, and we can read it. We can read on. It's just that it's long. We can read on how the nations started to spreading out from verse 11 right there. But we don't have time to do all of that. But we know you'll understand it. So you can catch that. You can catch that scripture later. So we can explain. It's easier when we explain and then you read it later by yourself. Yeah. So the point is, the whole earth, which started as black, which is provable, very provable, even under biblical history, is very provable, all right? Just in case you're thinking we're making up a story, all right? So every man that came out of creation was black, up to the flood, out of the flood and into all the world. As we just read, the Creator scattered the children of men into all the corners of the earth. As he wants, because that's what he wanted. That's what his first command, let you know, go ye forth and multiply and fill the face of the earth and subdue all living creature. That's what he wants us to do. But these people are saying, no, we want to stay in the same place in the way that we are, which was a sinful way, i.e., they don't want to listen to the Creator. It's another subject on its own. So, but the Creator said, no, I don't want that. I want you to go so I can deal with you one by one. I want to be able to, like, know who really want to listen to me. I don't want to make it like, oh, you're not listening because you're surrounded by too many people. I want you to be in your own place so that if I talk to you and you listen to me, then I know you're listening to me. That's what he wanted. So he, anyway, forced the hand of history and dispersed us by confusing our languages, family. So the languages of all the people on the face of the earth were confused so that if we can't talk with each other, and it's not only speaking, it's also understanding each other. Now look how Jedi and Respect have come on the show for 4 hours. Was there any agreement?
No.
Did it matter that we all speak in English?
No.
It didn't matter, did it? So we might have well been speaking to the French.
Yep.
It would have been better speaking to the Chinaman and him just saying, whoa, and we'd be like, what's he saying? And he'd be like, what are you saying? Oh, come on, man, I'm going away from you, because we're not hearing each other. So Jedi and Respect, they've gone away to build their own country. They've gone. They call it the GANG. They don't want to listen to anybody. Now, trust me, if this kind of people were to be put on an island that is 1 million square miles, yeah, 1 million square miles, what do you call it, of land, trust me, their behavior would be like Jedi and Respect. It doesn't matter if they're black like you. And let's just say something happens to their biology while they're out there and they start turning white. Guess what me and you will say later? We'll point at them and say, that white man is a devil. But he's already a devil in black skin anyway. I know, come on, are we lying?
Nope.
Didn't they look at Christ and call him a devil? Didn't they look at Christ and call him a devil by the leaders of the Pharisees and the Sadducees? Yeah. Didn't they look at him and say, you surely have a demon? Or didn't even Christ look at his own black brother and say, Peter, get thee behind me, what? Satan. Because it's not the color of the skin, family. It's not the color of the skin. But for some reason, we have bought into that. You know what? When we start thinking we're only black people, we are helping the wicked people controlling the system. We are helping them to achieve their aim.
Achieve their goals.
To achieve their goals. Because they are making us think that the only thing you can have in common with anybody is skin color. Yeah. But come on, how far did skin color get me and Jedi? How far did it get us?
Nowhere.
It's got us nowhere. Now, wouldn't I rather sit down with white people or Chinese people or Bangladeshi people or Mexican people who actually maybe would have a different color, but we would be able to reason together? Wouldn't it be better? No, come on, brothers. You know, let's just spit the thing here. Which one of you wants to marry a woman just because she's black? After you married her just because she's black, then you're fighting her like you're fighting Jedi all day long.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Just to prove to yourself that you've married an Israelite and you believe Israelites are only black. But
it's the spirit.
It's the spirit at the end of the day. What you going what can I do with Jedi? There's so much righteous work that we can do right now. So much. I don't want to lead any gang. I don't want to lead anything. But if we just even think about it, today we could do stuff that benefits gang. Oh, Brother Tai, can you gather Brother Kalam and Brother Sarah and the brothers in America? We want to go teach children in South London. Can you help us do whatever? Whatever. Or just put out whatever. And on a day when we have something that looks like, okay, these brothers can help us. We're not talking no violence, no coming to support me, somebody want to beat me up. That's not the only things we should be concerned with. There's big works to do. So what use is it if we can't sit down like black people and we say we are black culture, we are black people, we are this, we are that, but hold on, what are we doing?
Even from your own household.
Are your own enemies?
Your own household.
This is crazy. Your own household becomes your own enemy. Then you want to run out from that household and look for another one. That's what you want to do when your own household is now your enemy. You want to run away. And it happens called divorce. It's called divorce. When a man and a woman can't get along anymore, it's called war. So the cessation of the war is called divorce. The losers are the children. So now, at Babel, a nation of people who came off a boat, who have just been through a traumatic experience, are now made to leave each other and go and live in different parts of the world. We're not saying they just took off one day and they found themselves in China. We're saying they started to drift away from each other slowly, by whatever means. And don't forget, family, because some of you think the way we are today is how we was then. No, we weren't this weak at that time. We were as strong as an ox, as strong as an elephant, as wise as a snake. That's what we were.
But you're still strong, but you've been tamed.
Say that again, brother?
I said we're still strong, but we've been tamed, man.
We've been tamed.
No,
exactly.
I wouldn't say we're tamed. We're being controlled for the most part.
I mean, we've lost all power. We've lost all power. We've lost all power. Not only black people, I'm talking the whole world. We've lost too much power. We can't seem to function to do anything righteous anymore. All that's left is just to do death right now.
To fight each other.
Yeah, that's all that's left. And how much life is that going to give us?
None.
None. No life in that.
Yeah, because they sort of control you by fear, innit? They got the guns and whatever. They got the prisons.
You know what happens here? I wish one day we will have a time to go into spiritual matters, yeah? Anyway, but the bottom line is this. Once truth disappears from the man, fear takes over. Once truth, a lot of people don't understand what truth is. Truth is not just something you say, tell me the truth. That's not truth. Truth is that essentiality in spirit or in the physical world that makes things be what they are. You understand that?
Yeah,
truth
definitely.
Is that essentiality within anything that makes that thing be what it's supposed to be. So if you have a car, you don't need to pray over it. If you don't got no gas in there,
it's not going to go.
It's not a car. It's not going nowhere. You can cry all you want. You can pray all you want. Now, I'm not saying there is no type of prayer that can fill that car up with spirit. I'm not saying that. But that's on a higher level. That's a different level, a different thing altogether. because the understanding is out of the unseen does all the visible come from. Out of the unseen. It is possible, and our Christ said it. He said, if two of you agree with on anything in my name, you only need to speak it. But to reach that level, he said this type only happens via prayer and fasting. And not just prayer and fasting like we're living the way we are right now. That's not what he's talking about. He's talking to a more adept congregation who already have some steps in place. Some of those steps require holiness, require separation, require a reclusivity, require us to be in a place absolutely dedicated. You know, like they don't take Lewis Hamilton's car. They don't take Lewis Hamilton's racing car. They don't take it onto the M6, do they?
No.
They don't take those GT racing cars. They don't bring them on the highway, do they? You can't bring them on the highway. You want them to perform, there's a special place set aside for them.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the first 2 seconds will end up in chaos. First 2 seconds will end up in chaos. So if we're asking for the power of a racing Ferrari, not a normal Ferrari, a racing one, if that power comes in, you don't want to be where a normal Ferrari is. You want to be out of there.
That's for a professional.
That's a professional thing. So for us to get that power, we need to separate ourselves before that power even come. Because we've gone so badly away from just being what we're supposed to be right now that it's like we're barking up the wrong tree. So anyway, getting back to the book, people are scattered all over the world. That's where the division of the black human race started. Now, anybody who understands how the world is in geology and chemical elements in the air, in the water, and all this stuff that happened after the flood, you would understand that. And the curse of death, which has come onto the world, through man's sin, that now started making the land hard to farm, making the animals want to eat us when they find us, and us wanting to kill each other when we see each other. Anybody understanding what death is now understands where we started becoming different colors, not only different colors, but sometimes taking on characteristics, physical characteristics that were disadvantageous to our existence. That's where we now start getting, people saying the white man, the Asian man, the Chinese man, the black man. For example, the Europeans, white people Europeans, don't tend to have a disease called sickle cell. Any of you know that one? Sickle cell?
Yeah. My favorite artist passed away. He had it, Prodigy.
Right. So, looking from a physical perspective, they asked every black person who wanted to get married to a black woman to think twice. Make sure you ask the woman, make sure you ask the man, for the safety of your child, if they have sickle cell traits. You may love each other to everything, to heaven and all that. But if you don't know, when the child comes, guess who's going to be in trouble?
The child.
The child. It's unfair in many ways, isn't it? It's going to be unfair on the family too, because boy, it's a whole lot of work. And I know, all right, I know. So it's a whole lot of work. Now, believe it or not, the earth started going downhill from that time on. people started understanding that, boy, the original physical makeup of man is taking a downturn. There's things now that people have to do. Some people are trapped within a certain society. They can't move, they can't do this, they can't do that. But hey, survival of the fittest. You've got to survive. You don't only want to survive, you want to make sure that your progeny can carry on if anything happens to you. Now, part of our downfall is the white skin that can't stand the sun. Not just can't stand the sun, but it's not suitable to living in the kind of, like, what do you call it now? Equatorial sunshine. There's some skin that don't like that. Even when you go to Africa, under the equator right there, trust me, all day long, what you'll be hearing the mothers saying to the children who are black is, don't spend too much time in the sun. I don't want you getting too black. Come on in, or, you know, you burn out as well. They say it down in our culture.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, they say go and sit under the shade. Go and sit under the tree. It's too hot.
Under the tree.
Yeah, it's too hot. It's too sunny. You're going to burn up and so on. So even black people have to defend their skin. But when we started now, and I'm saying all humanity started reproducing different skin shades, our problem is not only skin shades. As I pointed out, black people have a superior skin shade. It can take the sun, but we also have some horrible indwelling conditions, like sickle cell, for example.
Lack of vitamin D.
Right?
Ty.
Go ahead.
Can I just, one question again about this, the sun. Is that why they are seeding the sky with chemtrails to cover the sun, isn't it?
Oh, well, you know what, Uncle, you know, I wouldn't even consider myself like I'm in touch with all the things they're doing right now. It's safe saying, you know, like what you mentioned, chemtrails in the air, chemicals in the water. I mean, what are we even eating? What are we even eating?
It's in our food also.
Yeah, man. It's like, you know, what do we do? Like I was saying the other time, people in China, a nation of 1.2 billion or something, a woman is there saying, look, we have two choices how to die. We can die of hunger or we could die of poisoning. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, because everything you eat is full of poison.
Yeah.
The topsoil in China, most of the topsoil in China has been overused.
Or contaminated.
Or contaminated. The bees, natural carriers of life, are being wiped out, that they're being cloned, genetically cloned. The beef is being injected with
The beef has been cloned.
The beef is being cloned and then being injected with pesticides and penicillin. I mean, the woman is like, boy, never mind the commercial colorings and so on that they put in the food. Then package them in plastic. Then store them with other, you know, chemicals. Eat this, eat that, eat this, eat that. The woman's like, damn, am I supposed to eat or what? If I eat, we're going to die. If we don't eat, we're going to die. So look, family, this ain't about skin color. Trust me. This ain't about skin color. As much as we want to use skin color for some kind of identification, trust me, don't rely on it. Because we read the book, it says members of one's household will become one's what?
Enemies.
One's enemy. So look, we got black people right now sitting down saying, yeah, Brother Ty, if you're not careful, you get a real punch. They won't even say that to a real enemy. But to Brother Ty, it's all right. I'm not even a boxer. I'm not even a boxer. So why don't you just surround yourself with a Tommy Robinson instead? Because at least you know where you stand with him. No, at least you know that, boy. You know what, this guy gonna punch me if I mess about. So, you know, but your own brother, you're thinking, well, this is my family, so I should be all right. But the guys don't want correction.
No, just bully tactics.
See? So, family, the whole point of this thing is talking about racial supremacy, human hierarchy, and the universality of man. Human hierarchy is the idea or the concept of, look at the picture we had on the thing. Yeah, look at the picture we had. Let me get back to that picture. All right. So, let me get back to that picture quickly. Where are we here? Human. Right. How does this show? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's right there. All right. So we're just gonna race through this one, so the video don't get too long, and I can hopefully cut it up so the one lesson stays on its own. So in the beginning, yeah, in the beginning, we have, how is this? What's going on here? Oh yeah, there you go. So in the beginning, zero at creation. I call it zero creation. Yeah, we have the human pyramid. And you can see the larger pyramid there is just black. All right. I couldn't design it any better. So if I'm explaining it and it sounds different, just forgive me. It's just an illustration to help you get my idea. All right. Out of black came all the other colors, the brown and the white. From zero creation to 1400 AD, power was black. Majority was black. Support was brown. You listening? The minority was white. The minority was white in number and white and minority in power. Fast forward to 1400 AD to the present time. Power changed hands. The minority, which is white, which is still the minority, now hold all the power.
Yes.
Then the brown, who used to be the support for the black, they're not the support for the black anymore. They are now the buffer zone for the white to keep the black suppressed. So that's the image you have on the thing right there, that you have on the screen right now. That's what that's just trying to show you. So we have a situation that's changed hands from creation from 6,000 years ago to barely 600 years ago. Power changed hands and gave all the power in the hands of the whites, with the brown just underneath. And we're not lying here, because you all know that any white country right now, the lighter skin you are, the better treatment you get. And when you go on the police thing that we showed, it shows you the same thing. So everybody's trying to be white right now. Everybody's trying to be white. India trying to be white. Nigeria trying to be white. Black women, they're trying to wear wigs. Every black woman right now, if she's not looking at you from the back, she looks like a white woman. You don't know if it's a, yeah, you don't know if, huh?
Bleaching the skin.
Yeah, skin, and then the stretched wig that we're wearing. Everything conforms. If you see black newscasters right now, they're busy trying to look like the white model. Our men are busy trying to look like the white models. Our women trying to busy look like the white models. And don't forget, this is not about skin color. Listen with your mind what I'm trying to say here. Because some of you are going to go, oh, is he saying the white woman is a bad person? Is he saying the white man is a bad? That's not what I'm saying. I'm just giving you a perspective on where we was and where we are. But there's no other way besides explaining with things we see. So black, who used to be in the beginning, the majority and the power holder, has now become the suppressed under the white. But guess what? The white is still the children of the who?
Blacks.
Of the black. It's no big deal. Now, when we go into human families, there is a time which your child is helpless. Am I correct?
That's
when
true.
you have a child and your child is helpless and you have to feed him, bathe him, and everything, then he starts to grow up. He becomes a teenager. He becomes a 20-year-old. Now he's as tall as you, stronger than you. And now you start to get what? You start to become what?
Old.
You start to become old. And your child starts to become what? He starts to become strong.
Hmm?
Your child starts to become strong. You start to get old.
And weak.
And weak. Thank you. And
Yeah, that's
weak.
what it is.
You start to lose power. Your child starts to take power.
Mm-hmm.
Then one day, your child has taken all power and you're left in a care home.
Mm.
Your child is now telling nurses to look after you because he's too busy. So that's where we are, simplistically. That's where we are in a short form of it. Unfortunately, we like to think that the white man is the only one treating us bad. That's what we like to think. Am I correct or not?
Yep. We're under that assumption.
That's the only assumption we come to, that the white man is treating us bad only because he's white and we are black. But that was not always the case. That wasn't always the case. For 6,000 years, we were being treated bad by black people. That's why we are where we are today, family.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go quickly to Deuteronomy 28, brother.
Okay.
We're almost reaching the end. Just in case, I know, yeah? Just let's go and check because these things are important, all right?
You said 28?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm thinking maybe I should even change that to something else.
Okay.
Because I know people are happy now. Yeah, let's go to 28. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, yeah, let's go. Let's do 20.
Let's say in 28.
Let's do 28 first, and let's pick it up from oh boy, it's long. Let's pick it up from boy, it is long though. Actually, before we go there, let's go to let's go to 6. Let's go to Deuteronomy 6, please, brother. Yeah, let's go 6, and just for want of time, yeah, we'll split it up just for want of time, family, because I want brother Ashanti to help me read, so we can have this what do you call it now? This convocation together and enjoy it together all at the same time, yeah. So let's do. So for want of time, we won't be able to cover all the scripture that I would like to, yeah, which we would have done slower. So let's take it from 6. Yeah, let's start from 6 and 1, please.
Okay, Deuteronomy 6, verse 1.
Yeah.
Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which the Lord your life commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess it. Verse 2. That thou mightest fear the Lord thy life, to keep all his statutes and commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy son, and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged.
Read on.
Verse 3. Hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as the Lord life and thy father have promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Floweth with milk and honey.
Read on.
Verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our life is one Lord. Verse 5. And thou shalt love thy Lord thy life with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee these days shall be in thine heart. Verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Verse 8. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house, and on thy gates. And verse 10. And it shall be when the
let's stop for now. It's so beautiful, you know. We just don't have the time. Let's go to 28. Yeah, I know people got that message. You can read read the rest, family, later on. Let's go to 28. And bruv, we want to read before. This is so hard. Okay, we're gonna jump down quickly because I you know, like, I know you say you got little time. I want us to get it out of the way before you leave. Yeah. So what we're gonna do? Say again.
No, he's talking to somebody else.
Okay. So what we want to do is cover some of it. So 28. Start from 12, please, brother. Can you hear me?
Hello?
His good treasures.
Yeah. Deuteronomy 28 and 12. Start from there. Yeah. And then we'll eat it into. Yeah. Okay, go on. Yeah.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 12.
Right.
The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven, to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thy hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And verse 13. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy life, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them. 14. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left,
right,
to go after other gods to serve them.
Right. So if we could have done that, if we could have just maintained the Creator's word, all of us scattered all over the earth, if we could have just maintained,
we would have been on top.
We would have been on top. And that goes for all of us who is coming out of Noah. If we could have even done that, because, you know, as we will go into scripture at a later point, all right, because some of you think this is just for Israel, and I'm going to show you it's not just Israel in the term of that name only. Because don't forget, we like to quote the creator of who? Abraham, right? Isaac and Jacob. But was Abraham an Israelite? Abraham was not called an Israelite, right?
No.
So, but Abraham was called a Hebrew. So we're going to deal with that at a later time, because we won't be able to cover all of that and still get on with it. So anyway, all the nations that were dispersed into the earth out of Genesis 11, if we could have stayed humble to the Creator and obedient to Him, all these blessings that He's given to Israel would follow all of us, no matter what we turned out to be later on. White, black, brown, Chinese, anybody. Because when you look at it, there's nowhere that says only black Israelites would have gotten the kingdom. There's no way that says that. All right, so read some of the curses then from verse 15. If we don't listen, look what's going to happen to us, family.
These are the curses of disobedience. Verse 15. Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice the Lord thy life, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Verse 18. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Verse 19.
Right.
Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. Verse 20. The Lord shall send upon thee curses, vexation, and rebuke, in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed,
Right.
and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings,
Right.
whereby thou hast forsaken me. Verse
There
21.
you go. So let's go quickly. I know people are getting the gist, the understanding of what this thing is all about, yeah? So the human hierarchy cannot operate the way the Creator wanted it anymore. It's going to operate now on people who actually want to do the work that it takes to keep life going, all right? It's all up for grabs after that time of those promises. Let's go quickly to Luke, now, book of Luke 3 and 8, I think it is. Yeah, that's the New Testament, because we're gonna chop the work in half a little bit because we're running out of time. We go to the book of Luke. The book of Luke, yeah, and chapter 3, verse 8, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Luke chapter 3, verse 8. Bring forth therefore fruits.
In fact, brother, do me a favor. Pick it up from 3 and 6, please. I beg you.
3 and 6. Okay. This is Luke 3, verse 6. And all flesh shall see the salvation of life.
Right.
Verse 7. Then said to the multitude that came forth to be baptized of him, O generation of vipers, who hath warned you to flee from wrath to come?
Who had warned you to flee from the wrath to come, family? Destruction is coming on the earth. We getting a warning. We can see the destruction on the earth right now. Everything's just mad. Everything. Everything is mad. Who warned us to come out from this wrath and from this destruction? Who warned us? Anyway, read on. Let's see what happens there.
Verse 8. Bring forth, therefore, fruits worthy of repentance.
Fruits worthy of what?
Repentance.
If we, like we had our brothers, they're just trying to say they're right, they're right, they're right, they're right. But we can't see the fruit of right. Even we are becoming like that, all of us. We want to continue in our own, headstrong way. Read on, brother.
And begin not to say within yourselves, we have Abraham to our fathers.
Right.
For I say unto you that life is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham.
Read on, please.
Verse 9. And now also the axe is laid unto the root of the trees. Every tree, therefore, which bringeth not forth good fruit, is hewn down and cast into the fire.
There you go, family. And this was talking 2,000 years ago. That's when black people were cast into the fire already. And trust me, are we not feeling the heat now?
Yeah.
And not only we, the whole earth is feeling the heat too. Some places are just better. But ain't nobody gonna tell you that they're living in America and it's just all rosy.
Nah, it's hard.
It's hard. But for some people back in Haiti, they will be like, boy, that's not hard.
Yeah.
That is heaven. Until they get there. So it's all relative. So anyway, we were reading that and the book says, look, we gotta repent and do works worthy of repentance. And don't say to ourselves, come on, we're the children of Israel, i.e. we're the children of Abraham. Do you know who we are? We're black. We started the whole world. We have a place on the earth greater than everybody else. Well, do the works. It says, bring forth you therefore fruits. Read that again, 3 and 8.
Yep. Verse 8. Bring forth therefore fruits worthy of repentance.
That's what it's asking. It says, bring forth the fruits. If you're so righteous, let's see your work. Bring forth the fruits. Don't talk. How are you going to bring forth fruits, righteous fruits, when you've all become corrupt? If you've ever seen a harvest of apples, and you look at the apple after waiting for it for I don't know how long, 2 years or something, and the apple comes and you can see worms already moving in the apple, you're going to be like, boy, damn. I thought this apple tree was all right. Look, guess what you're not going to do? You're not going to take up that apple seed and plant it again. Because you know that there's a high chance you're going to end up with the same kind of fruits after waiting for 2 years again. So what are you going to do with that apple tree?
Burn it.
Oh, sorry, Uncle. Did you say look after it better?
No, burn it, man.
I'm sorry, did you say package it and pass it to my brother?
No, burn it.
There you go, family.
Eliminate.
Eliminate it. You don't want it. You don't want it to give you false hope. You don't want it to disappoint you. False hope, disappoint, waste your time, waste your resources, and hopefully make you hungry as well when you need it. So the Creator said, now, read verse 9 again.
And now, also the axe is laid onto the root of the trees.
Now, the axe is now laid to the root of the tree that's not bearing righteous fruits.
Destroy.
That's where Thank you. That's where the human pyramid power changed hands, family, if you're still listening. It changed hands because those people who thought they were the beginning of the world were becoming too big-headed. They're starting to boast. They can't do anything wrong. But the Creator not interested in that. He said, look, if you won't do it, I'm going to look for somebody else who can at least, I know where they stand. They may do it wrong, but at least I know where they stand. I don't want to be hopeful with you black people, then you don't produce anything. What's the point? I'd rather go with people who I already know. They're only going to do their best because, you know, that's how they see it. Rather than you who know everything, but you ain't going to bear any fruits. Let's go quickly to Matthew 21 and 43, brother.
Okay.
And maybe we'll end with this scripture somehow. I don't know, because if we try to press on.
What chapter again, Matthew?
Matthew 21.
Okay.
And then verse 40. 40, let me say 42. Right, okay, yeah, we'll take it from that place, yeah.
21 and 42?
Oh, no, sorry, 21 and
18.
Yeah, I mean, we could keep going back and back and back and back. So it's all enjoyable, but yeah, wow, it's a long. Let's take it from 21 and 40, 41, 21, 41.
Okay.
That'll be all right for now. Yeah, please.
Okay. Matthew 21, verse 41. They say unto him, he will miserably destroy those wicked men.
Now, the wicked men are the men who started the earth. He going to destroy us. We already destroyed, family. Are we lying right now?
Nope.
We're destroyed. Let's not deceive ourselves. And let's not say, oh, Brother Ty, you know why you putting black people down. You just saw what happened to us for 5 or 4 hours.
Yeah, we're not running nothing.
We're not running nothing. Look how we waste our energy. We probably waste our money talking ras for so long. Read on, brother, please.
And will let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen.
He will do what?
And he will let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen.
Hold on. He will do what?
He's gonna give your vineyard to another dude.
He's gonna give our vineyard to somebody else.
Yeah, man. That's not.
Now,
man.
The vineyard, guess what? Is the whole world. The vineyard used to be ours. It used to be ours. All the apples and all the oil and all the gold belongs to us. Now, guess what? We're sitting on gold. Who's coming to take it?
The other husbandmen.
The other husbandmen. Everything we own that's useful for us, can we actually use it?
Nope.
No, you have to buy it.
You have to, even if they let you buy it, isn't it? If they even let you buy even if they let us buy the end product, after they use it, they give us kerosene. They sell Vaseline to us. We the ones with everything. They take it away and then give us the leftovers. And look at the madness. Read on, brother, for us, please.
Which shall render him the fruits of their seasons.
Well, he's looking for that. Look, if you ain't going to give me my fruits in the season, I'm going to give this vineyard to somebody else. Read on, brother, please.
The Messiah said unto them, did ye never read in the scriptures, the stone which the builders rejected, the same is become the head of the corner. This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes.
It is marvelous in our eyes.
Verse 43.
Right.
Therefore say I unto you, the kingdom of life shall be taken from you and given to a nation bringing forth the fruits thereof.
There you go. That's it. We can read on and on, but that is it. Because, like I said, time is what we're trying to now, cut short. The kingdom will be what?
Taken from you and given to another nation.
Now, is it just the vineyard? Is it only the vineyard now?
No, it's the whole earth.
It's the whole earth now. There we go, family. So our Creator said, look, boys. I'm warning you from the book of Genesis. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Let me keep it locked with you. And don't forget, we're not talking like there's black people over here, there's white people over there. He was talking to the same one black man who's about to produce every other man on the earth. Because I want that to sink in onto our mindset so we fully understand that, look, this wasn't a war between races. This was a war between mankind.
Yeah, the Messiah, he reiterates that, did you not read in the scriptures? So he's actually quoting from previous.
How it was supposed to be from the beginning. Eh? So we're going to go to one last picture which caps it all. I'm hoping this caps it all. And then we can see if we still got any time to do anything else. Let me have a look again. It's somewhere in the book of Acts. Yeah, Acts 1 and 6, please, brother. Acts 1 and 6.
Okay, Acts 1, verse 6.
All right.
When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Read again.
Acts 1, verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Now run up to verse 3 quickly for me. Please, brother.
Acts 1, verse 3.
Yeah.
To whom also he showed himself alive after his passion by many infallible proofs, being seen of them 40 days, and speaking of the things pertaining to the kingdom of life.
There you go. Now drop down to verse 6 again.
Acts 1, verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Sorry, the kingdom to Christians?
The kingdom to Israel.
No, brother, are you sure that's in there? You sure it's not the kingdom to Muslims?
Kingdom to Israel.
Hold on, the kingdom to black people?
Kingdom to Israel.
Hold on, maybe the kingdom to the Chinese?
No, it says the kingdom to Israel.
Black Israel?
No, just regular Israel.
White Israel?
No, just regular Israel.
Just Israel. So family, that's the end of the matter. We could do it the long way in terms of explanation, but just to cut it short, we've looked how humanity started, in short, how power was transferred away from the fathers at the beginning, given to the sons, the children, towards the end, and how the children, how the fathers now came to ask the King of Kings, when, please, will you give the kingdom back to the fathers? When, our children they're oppressing us. The children are oppressing us. We're old men. We started this stuff. Can you, help us out here? Because this is too much. But guess what? Didn't he warn us already? Didn't he already warn us for so long? Did we listen?
Nope.
But right now, what did he say in verse 7? After they asked him that question.
In verse 7 it says, and he said unto them, it is not for you to know the time or the seasons which the Father hath put his own power.
It's not for us now to know. Because when we did have it, did we respect it?
No.
Why is he going to tell us when the next one's going to be? How is he supposed to trust us? So what he wants now is merit. He's like, look, you guys, you had 4,000 years, 6,000 years to rule. You messed up. And don't pretend that I didn't give you chances and parables and how many times did I send my messengers on to you, and what did you end up doing to them?
Don't listen.
You don't listen. You kill some of them, throw them in you know.
The lion's den.
Bottom.
Yeah. So now you're in trouble, and now you're asking, hold on, when's the next kingdom going to start? Like, I'm just going to tell you that. If you really want it, start listening to my words. Take me serious. Think about me every day you wake up. Like I said, tell your children about me. Tell them to keep their thing. Now, it's on us now to right the wrongs we have. We don't want to take responsibility that we have made the children of the fathers become disobedient to their own father and to the eternal Father. Guess what we do instead? We blame the children all day long. The white man is the devil. The white man is the devil. Well, whose child is the white man? Isn't that convenient, blaming your own child? Do you know there was a news in the paper? Was it a millionaire? I don't know if he's a millionaire, sorry, I might got it wrong. But a man tried to make his son, his 14-year-old, take the blame for a crime he committed. Yeah, I can't remember if it was a murder or something. Maybe a car accident kind of thing. So he looked at it and thought, boy, you know what, if I tell my son to take the blame, they'll treat him like a child so we can continue. But what we are doing is even worse. We don't want to inspect our own selves. We just want to keep blaming everybody else. I know some people get upset, but that's the reality. So we had that situation where we're still calling ourselves the NIGGR. And none of us want to address it properly, like, hold on. If it's wrong, why can't we just change it? Why is it wrong for people to call us that name, but it's all right for us to call each other? We lost our minds? So the NIGGR is not even the matter. For me, that's not even the matter. The matter is the other important things. The other important things about ourselves is like we had our brothers who we're not calling ourselves NIGGR, but did we have any agreements?
Nope.
They're full of violence. Imagine that's a country. Imagine this is a country and it's Jedi Respect and Brother Tai with his brothers. We already split down in the middle. Some people just want violence. They don't want advice. But tomorrow, they want to blame the white man for putting us in the ghettos. They want to blame the white man for not caring for us. Well, are we showing any examples that we want to care for each other? Do you know the reason why the Most High Creator made us in different ages? Do you know why? So that we don't have any competition when we have to listen to each other. Because he's saying, look, okay, even if you can't agree on principles, let it be that once the elder speaks, Leave it like that. At least you can get on. You may not accept everything, but at least you can have some peace and say, oh, okay, my elders, you know. Otherwise, there's no peace. There's no peace. Even then, is it working?
No,
there's so much.
The social experiment has the social experiment says that that's going on the earth right now is saying the children have all the power and the elder do not. Don't listen to the elder.
There you go. So, family, we didn't want to make this too long anymore because there's a whole lot of scriptures we could have put in the middle for more elaboration, edification.
It's okay. It's good. We managed to get back on track. So
yeah,
that's all that matters.
Absolutely. So that's the lesson, brothers and sisters. You know, the racial supremacy is not about color. You must understand that the white man, if he's human, is still dealing with the black DNA. He may look white on the outside, but the beginning of him is black. The human hierarchy is the position which we've been taking, which has been changing hands through time. White people had it, brown people had it, black people have it. When you go to China, not all the Chinese are enjoying power equally. When you go to Russia, not all of them are enjoying power equally. There was a time in Germany where Germany was split into two countries. Right now, Korea is split into two countries. Everybody in North Korea wants to run into South Korea. They're the same nation. They're both white. We just happen to be black and
with no nation.
And no nation, and thinking that people are treating us bad only because we're black. That's a lie. Because why is North Korea and South Korea treating themselves the way they are? None of them is black. They're both the same color. But one is like a prison country, the other like is like Disneyland. And that goes for every nation on the earth. Black countries, you see our politicians living like kings. They don't care for you.
All the politicians.
They're the same. And we showed you, we're not trying to disrespect this uncle. We showed you the Nigerian uncle who owns all the airports in England. Just to let you know that, look, there is black people up there in the power corridors. There are black people up there in the corridors of power. Don't just keep thinking it's just white people ruling everything. No. Since when was the last time they pointed a gun at Africa?
Well, they subdued Africa.
They can only do that by talking to our leaders.
They don't have to point the gun. They'll just give us the gun and we'll point it at ourselves.
We'll point it ourselves. You saw that happening all day long on the chat.
Yeah.
If that was the jungle, I believe it would have been machetes already. Yeah.
Man.
That's real talk. That's real talk. It doesn't. That's how it starts. Over nothing. So, you know, may the Most High, may He rescue us from the world that we're trapped in right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of psychosis within our community. There's a lot of issues in our minds that we think we're actually dealing with it, but we're actually solving it, but we're not. It's like a hypnosis that we go back into whenever we hear certain words, or when, like I like to say, when the mirror is shown. You know, it's definitely a time to reflect and understand that we need to go back to the real order of things and how we're supposed to operate as a people.
Well,
then
as
we'll
hope.
be able to see.
Yeah, go ahead. I was hoping we could deal a little bit more with that as well. Oh yeah, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that that's when we will start seeing the light. Because even though we're in, we're not all in a position that we would want to be. Even like me myself, I'm not rich and not like that, but I'm comfortable. But it's still very difficult because I gotta work basically
it takes all
7 days.
Yeah, it takes all your life. It takes your whole life.
But I understand the game I understand the game that's being played on us, and I'm trying to maneuver, and I'm trying to maneuver within the game to help, like you, Brother Ty. If I can help you within the system that I'm in, I'm gonna do so because it's in my interest to do so that we can start finding solutions to move us forward, or at least get some of these messages out here so that other brothers and sisters will start to see some light.
Absolutely. Uncle Ade, you want to say something?
No, I'm just saying, people, the people don't want to start, everyone needs to become a child again and start learning from the beginning for everything to be sort of okay. But nobody wants to start at that level. They already think they know it all.
There you go. And that's a serious, like brother said, psychosis. We started to believe the lie.
Oh, of course.
It's like, psychosis is like somebody who run out of gas on the highway and then went and filled up a can with water. On the way back to the car, kept telling himself, it's going to work, it's going to work, it's going to work, it's going to work. And he put the water in the car, sit down inside, and still telling himself it's going to work, it's going to work. Well, all right, start the car. It's not starting. But he's sitting there telling himself what?
It's going to work.
It's going to work. That's psychosis.
No, but you see, you've been born into a lie, and you will believe the lie, won't you?
You're right.
Yeah, but it's high time for us to wake up out of sleep. That's the scripture.
The real psychosis is when now you've pointed out to people that, hold on, how you put a water in the car that uses gas and you really want it to work. Come on, be fair on the car. Be fair to the car. And the person just don't want to see that point.
So it's the same thing with telling them the truth. And see, because they're already born into the lie, they live the lie. So when you tell them the truth, it's just a lie to them, isn't it?
You're right. They just don't want to accept it anymore. And they're too like, or we are too like sensitive to correction. Like, oh, you know what? Let's just take this thing. Let's just take this thing.
The psychosis is deep, especially with the self-hatred. That's how they're able to keep us down the way that they do. But I definitely agree as far as the lesson is concerned that most of the confusion started when the languages were confused. That's what made it easy for us to fight our brothers and sisters, because once the language is confused, or if you're not able to hear somebody, that means they're nothing to you, even though that could be your father.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is. We've seen all over the world children. I mean, some of our first commandment is, children honor thy parents.
Mother, yeah.
Honor thy parents.
But that's out the window now, isn't it?
Oh, that's like gone like I don't know how long ago that was
Oh
already.
no, they've been doing this hypnosis thing for over 50 years, man. It's out the window. It's pure anarchy out here now.
I mean, I don't know how people who want. I don't know if people even hope for any kind of. Anyway, let's not philosophize too much, I guess, because otherwise, we won't come off here. And I'm trying to just be like, 6 hours 22 minutes.
Yeah. I gotta get up early too.
Yeah, brother. So family. To round up, racial supremacy is not based on color, even though it looks like it. But don't forget that everybody else on the face of the earth is the same child of the same first man who came on the earth. All right? That's what you need to know. Human hierarchy just deals with who's in control of power at any point in time, anywhere on the face of the earth. In China, there's a certain tribe ruling over there. In Korea, they got two Koreas. One is suffering big time. The other is having a nice time. In Africa, we're sitting on all the diamonds, but the leaders ain't treating nobody like nothing. So wherever you go, you find the same corrupt rulership. Wherever you go. Wherever you go. And, it's all right for us black people to think it's because we're black. We have a special punishment, yes. And me and you can sit here and say, well, but I'm not responsible for what my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfathers did. That's what the white man too says. I didn't do that slavery. I didn't do that. The same way we say, well, I didn't do what Nimrod did. I didn't do what Shem and Ham and Japheth did. That's not me. Why am I suffering? So everybody has an excuse. Adam had his own excuse. Jedi has his own excuse. Everybody has one. Raspek has his own excuse. Raspek said, oh yeah, when you pull man up, I put a book on the woman's backside. I would have said sorry if I would have owned up, put my hands up. Well, did he put his hands up at any point? Did he apologize yet?
No.
He didn't. But he's saying if he was wrong, he would apologize. Yeah. But you haven't actually apologized. And now here comes your big brother on the same wavelength saying, no, I should apologize for him hitting somebody, but I should apologize because I call it a punch. Oh,
That's irrelevant, man. All irrelevant, man.
And when we check the another word for hitting, we see that punch is included in there.
Yeah, it all means the same thing.
It all means the same thing. You punch, you hit, you badge, you elbow, it's all part of the punch.
Push.
So with that said, family, the human hierarchy deals with the power structure within all society, global society. Like we have in the United Nations coming together right now, creating universal laws. They're going to have human rights, human hate speech, human government, everything.
What's that? Universal commandments, is it?
Yeah, some I was even going to say yesterday while we were on the live stream, was it? They've even given black people new name in America, innit? Black extremist. Yeah, what's that name? Black extremist organization or something.
Oh yeah. There's the Black Lives Matter. They're called.
No, Black extremist identity.
The Department of Justice is starting to target black people who have. It's called Black Identity Extremists or something like that.
There you go.
But that's definitely gonna tie into the Israelite
movement.
Yeah, so yeah, the feds are watching.
There you go. So, but what they're doing basically is all over the world, they find, you see what Jedi and his crew are doing down Speaker's Corner. That's gonna be the excuse to stretch that same thing into the UK. They're gonna say, you see that? You see that? And then when they ask the Muslims will say, yeah, Sarah used to say, we are your father. Then the Muslims will come in and say, yeah, he was being supremacist, black supremacist, black racist. What name have they not called us? They've called us all kinds of names.
Black extremists.
Yeah.
It's Islamophobe.
Islamophobe. So we've played into all their hands right now. So when the law comes, we will be like, yeah, that's true. That's true.
So that's what I'm saying. They create the problem, and now they'll give you the solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, they give us a problem, then we cry for the solution. But when we get what the solution that they give us, we don't like it.
We won't like it. We won't like it. But we intentionally making it happen. So there you go, family. That's the human hierarchy there. And then we have the universality of man. That is, in all truth, all man is from the same one man. So why should one man keep blaming himself? So the point is, we need to now walk along the spiritual man rather than the so-called color man. Because it don't make any sense if you're sitting down with a bunch of black people and you can't work anything out. You might as well sit down with a bunch of dogs or something, because at least they can pull your thing somewhere. Might as well sit down on a few horses. You can go somewhere. So anyway, you know, that's the lesson, family. That's the lesson for now. We appreciate. We hope the understanding has come.
Shalom.
Yeah, it's the Hebrew Israelite truth. We don't hate nobody. And we want people to understand that we're doing what we're doing, not because I'm looking for enemy. If that was it, I'll stay in my bed and watch Sylvester Stallone all day long. Yeah, man. I don't need enemies outside my door. I definitely don't.
Of course not.
So any of you fools out there thinking I'm doing this for beef, you're mad. So go back home and think carefully. Because look, you can get rid of Brother Ty, but one day you'll find out that truth will stare you in the face eternally. Eternally. They ain't going to be coming back to say sorry about nothing. This is your time to be sorry. This is your right time right now to be sorry and to make changes. This is the right time. Look, if you kill me, I won't be the first. I won't. It doesn't matter. I won't be the first. I won't be the first, and maybe I won't be the last. All we know is we will continue eternally in a place that our Creator wants people like us to be. And you will go where you want to go. You will be in a place where every single second is just going to be violence and fighting. Just imagine yourself in a place like that. So I hope you have enough stamina to see it out. Because all the worst demons are going to be in there with you. If you think you're violent, that's what you get. You know, like you all like to say, what goes around comes around.
Definitely.
Well, that's for eternity. That's for eternity. So I let the brothers give their salutations to all the family, and then we're rounding up. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I want to thank you, Brother Ty, for letting me on your show again. Shalom to you, brother. Peace to you, and more life. So, also I want to say peace to the people on the panel and peace to the people in the chat room. You know, definitely it's time for us to wake up and start reflecting on our actions and the way we're moving in this life. Like I always like to reiterate that there's a game being played, and mainly the game is being played on our minds. And so far, we've accepted the role of being victims, when in all actuality, we as people of color or black people on the earth, we have a lot of power. And once we know how to use that power righteously, we'll be able to move in a better way, and you will start seeing results for the righteous deeds that you do. But like I said again, I want to thank you again, Brother Ty, and I'll talk to you later, my brother.
Absolutely, brother. Blessings
All
year
right.
to you, year to you all and all family. Thank you for coming on.
No
Shalom, mate.
problem. Yeah, shalom. Brother, I do. Take care, you guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
All right, brother. Uncle Ade, you want to say greetings to the family too?
Yeah, family, just peace. No, this is not the way. We can't be fighting each other. We're not gonna get nothing out of this at all. Seriously, it's not the way. This is how they want it, and it's working out for them. You just putting more fuel into the fire, my friends. So let's just. Let's try and unite together, and we need reasoning together, not fighting, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Uncle Ade, again. So that's our Uncle Ade back on our show. He's obviously had some family challenges, so we wish him well, and thanks for coming in again. And we offer prayers for all our people, not only black. We offer prayers for all our people. That's all the families on the earth who are in horrible places right now, going through natural disasters, going through pain and hunger and starvation and thirst and oppression all over the earth. Family, when you go to bed, think about them, pray for them. Don't keep this religious business alive. Is not what we're doing. It's about caring for each other in places and in realms that we hardly even want to think about. All right, family. That's what truth is about. Truth is not about just 10 of us going to the church, or going to the mosque, or going to the temple. And that's what people want. That's what they're used to, and that's what they're defending right now. Nobody's busy defending simple truth as found in the book. So with that say, anyway, family, thanks for being on the show. Sorry for the disturbances we had with the other brothers. Our prayer is that they turn around and choose truth to follow. They need that, so pray for them. And I'll see you soon again, all family. Hopefully in the next session, maybe we'll be able to take questions and on the panel take some more brothers or sisters on the panel. So I'm sorry for how it turned out this evening. So shalom and life to all of you. Life eternal to all of you, family. So thank you once again. So we're out of here. Shalom. Shalom, brother. Thanks a lot, brother Uncle Ade. Thank you. Maybe we'll try and speak in the week, innit?
No worries.
All right, brother. Say hi to all the family as well.
Okay, no worries. Okay.
All right. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. All right.